Hey Hoopers, it's Deanne Love here, and this is part 2 of our palm spin tutorials. Last week we learned how to do the flat palm spin, the flat palm spin with the lunge, the reverse weave palm spin, and the back spin palm spin. And this week we are doing a flow session that has 3 of those. I thought 4 would just be like a little crazy. So 3 of those are doing the lunge, and then we're going to do the reverse weave palm spin, and then we're going to turn around, like do a 360 turn into a reverse or a backward spin, and then do just one more spin or palm spin to top it all off. Now, if you know me, you know that I love flow sessions, and the reason is that we learn all of these tricks and we collect them and we get really good at the tricks, but then how on earth do we put them together? So I really encourage you that anytime that you get these new tricks, start to think like what comes before that trick and what comes after it. And often your hand grip or your spin, your direction or your body posture will dictate what could possibly come before and after. And there's not just one way. Often you can find lots of different ways. So I'm big fan of flow sessions, so much so that if you are really into flow sessions, you can head on over to hooplovers.tv, because I have a 12-week flow session package where you can totally rock out your flow and learn how to create your own flow sessions. All right, so let's get into this week's palm spin flow session. That's really hard to say, but it's going to be really fun to do. So let's rock into it. Remember last week we worked on going for the palm spin above the head, flat palm, long extended arm, and then we're going to step out and lunge and catch. Now as we catch, we're going to turn towards our hoop and flip the hoop so that our thumb is down, and we can go into a forwards weave. Now take your time here. If you're just like, whoa, I'm adjusting from being facing this direction and now I'm here, I just need some time. When you have gone through your forwards weaves as many times as you feel, when your hoop is on the opposite side of your body, you're going to give it a little tap. This is just a stall to send it in the opposite direction with a little bit more flair. So you're going to push it up and back, up and back. And then remember, when we're in this backwards weave, we can serve it out and palm spin. Going to catch, and as we do, our thumb is going to be down again. So we're going to turn back towards the first direction that we were facing. And when you're here, if it feels good for you, you can do a side weave, which would be a forwards weave, so front and back. If you need some time to get into the flow, or you can simply swing your hoop into the front. Your thumb will be on the inside, so you can do a surface switch from the outside grip, thumb, forefinger, inside grip. And so now you're spinning on your hand. And if that feels good, spin here for a little bit. Otherwise, you can grab the hoop on its up cycle, and your knuckles are up and your hand or your palm is facing down, because we're going to go for kind of like, it's like an iso pop, but we're just going to push the hoop out, let go here, and so my thumb is down, let go here and draw the hand back to this position so that we're framing and we've come from our body facing the hoop. Now we're going to turn to the side. Notice my elbow is down, my hand is up, and then we're going to turn away from the hoop, and then we're going to turn again. This is our 360 bit. And then when we turn back around and facing you again, this is when we drop the hoop and go into that backwards spin, ready for the next palm spin. So how does that all feel for you? A little bit confusing? It's all right. It's going to take a few run-throughs, and we're not at the end yet. Now you might have noticed that there are some segments, intersections, transitions, whatever you want to call it, in those set of moves where you were thinking, yeah, right there I would have done that move, or right there I would have done my favorite blah 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 move. And that is a good thing, because this is how you create your own flow session. I'm just here to give you a little bit of hoopspiration. Okie dokie, so let's run through it again. We are swinging up, flat palm spin as we lunge and turn towards the hoop. We're going into a forwards weave. Ready to stop on the opposite side, up and back for a backwards weave. As we serve out, we're going to let go and go for a flat palm spin, and then turn back to where we came from for either a side weave or straight away into a thumb forefinger switch or a surface switch. Now you might be thinking, why on earth don't you just turn to your left and then your hoop is spinning backwards? Well, you can totally do that. That is fine. You don't have to put the ISO hoppy 360 turn in if you don't want to. But if you want to add a little bit of interest and be having others being like, what did she just do? What did he just do? Then let's go for it. We're going to grab the hoop on its upward motion. So you're framing yourself again, which is always a really cool thing. You're going to pop the hoop out, let go and grab it at the top here as we turn away from the hoop. You can do this with a little bit of your own style. And then as it's on the side, you're going to let go, backwards spin, serve out, palm spin, and you're ready to rock. Now, of course, you can always cut this into chunks and work those bits out and then mold it all together. You might even find some newness when you do it with that kind of process. But let's just run through it one more time. So lunging out to the side, turn towards your hoop, drop into this forwards weave, reverse break, serve and palm spin, turn towards your hoop, maybe straight away into this surface switch, grab the hoop, pop out at the top, turn around, back spin, serve up, flat palm spin, and go. How was that? I told you it was gonna be fancy, pretty cool, huh? Extra points if you have like a really sparkly hoop because it just looks totally amazing. Now I absolutely expect that you will be putting that palm spin or flat palm spin sequence up all over Instagram. Remember, I am Deanne Love XO over there, so you can totally tag me so that I get to see your version of this flow session. And if you would love to see more flow sessions, then you need to give this video a thumbs up because that lets me know that you totally love it and you'd like to see more. If you don't want to see more, then of course you want to see more. You go to subscribe. As always, this tutorial with part 1 from last week is going to be up on hooplovers.tv with a bit of a write-up to help you out with all of these moves. And if you're subscribed to my love letters, then I share lots of juicy tips in my weekly emails as well.